Mob Psycho 103 is the third and final season of Mob Psycho 100. I know it came out like a couple years ago, but Netflix just acquired it, so I finished off the last season. Mob Psycho 100 is one of the most underrated animes out there. It's got fantastic animation from Bones. The third season is definitely a different beast from the first two. The first one's sort of just the sort of concept of living in a world full of spirits and ghosts and espers and having a bit of a squabble with the claws and the organization that controls them. The second one definitely ramps up the action with the big climax in the city with that new villain, the leader of the Claws, and his sort of upper echelon fighting the lower one. Plenty of action in the second season. The third season is completely different because it's more of a character-driven, motivated story. The first 6 episodes are focusing on the giant broccoli that has grown in the middle of Seasoning City, and a couple of character twists in there, lots of creepy moments, cult forms, worshipping, and then we find out who the villain is. And then, there's some really big, bombastic action sequence in this arc. Quickly move on to a two-parter involving the Paranormal Telepathy Club, reintroducing an old character and sort of closing out the loop on the club in general. They go up the mountain to look for UFOs, basically. So the third season basically is trying to close the loop on several different characters, and it does. It also closes the loop on Tsubomi. She's leaving, she's moving, so Mob wants to ask her out. And then that's the final and third act. And then who else gets their loop closed? There's a few others in there that they introduce one of the antagonists from the second season as Regan's new underling of sorts, and the last arc is definitely the most pivotal because, and honestly, the third season is kind of like poetry. It's kind of not repeating, but it's following the same path as the first season to go in a big loop. Because the first season introduces Dimple, and Dimple has a large arc in this season, and then the reason why Mob is so closed off emotionally is because something that happened to him in his youth, and that's why when he reaches 100, it's the title of the series, they explain that, they go through it, and they give you the full story and the whole thing in a big, I think, like, 1, 2... There's a multi-episode sort of finale. I think it's 3 episodes or 4. But good stuff. Definitely a solid ending for sure, because it sort of gives us, a new angle on things, and definitely not as action-packed as the first 2, but animation's still wonderful for the first half, and the alien-looking story is kind of boring, but definitely like the final story. It's definitely closes up a lot of character arcs for different people, which is what you're supposed to do, and even some characters from the second season definitely get new ways, new innovations and new perspectives to a really touching moment with the antagonist of the second season for sure. So I really enjoyed Mob Psycho 103, and I definitely recommend the entire series to anyone who hasn't seen it.